Hi everyone, it's Sean from STK Markets here this morning. We're revisiting, as usual, one of our portfolio companies, ACDC, based down in Victoria. We've got CEO Tom Davidson with us today. Good to see you, Tom. Good to see that movement in the share price in the right direction.
Yeah, hi Sean. Thanks for the chat. Yeah, the last sort of 2 to 3 months have been really exciting. I think it's all sort of been the culmination of we've had a lot of work that's really come to a head into that June, July, August period where we had our met test work, scoping study, and then our people were actually able to put some metrics around these projects and benchmark us and yeah, it's all coincided with this whole geopolitical talk at the moment as well. And we've got a fair endowment there of rare earths. Yeah, it's a good talking point, and the share price has reflected it.
There's a lot happening in the junior end of the market, which we've seen of late. There has been a whole re-rating in the overall sectors too. We've seen a lot of these juniors start running, which has been fantastic. Victoria, though, there's been a resurgence of exploration down there. The approval process has come on significantly. We've seen mines getting permitted. One of our favourites, Southern Cross, it's going for a decline application at the moment, and that looks good. But with ACDC and its way forward in Victoria, do you see business really opening up as we do at STK?
Yeah, so like the last probably 12 months, we've really seen a big shift, and the department is really on the front foot and really wanting to show that, yeah, there's open doors and Victoria's open for mining. We've seen three of our peers get granted either their EES, the environmental permitting, and then also Astron get their final work plan. So, yeah, it's a really exciting time for, I guess, our space, the mineral sands, rare earths spot that these projects are showing that they can meet these environmental regulations and it's open for business. And then that also then helps and flows onto the funding for these projects as well, showing that confidence.
You've got to be living under a rock if you haven't seen a couple of these commodities really go through the roof. Like gold, for example, we're just going all-time highs. It's just that you wake up in the morning, check the gold price, and it's up again. I've seen a lot of these juniors that have got different types of projects, different types of commodities. They're adding gold to their portfolios just to get that extra increase because that's where a lot of the money is at the moment. I've noticed your messaging to the ASX is that you've been looking at other projects as well. Is there something there that you've been working on? Can shareholders like myself look for? We've obviously got the project in Victoria, which is progressing very nicely. It doesn't really cost much to run it, which is good because you've done all the heavy lifting already. Well, I think we're now looking at the BFS stage or the end of the scoping study. We're getting the actual financials of the project worked out. But have you looked at adding anything else in seriousness? Not just, okay, let's have a top-down view. Is there anything specific you're working on at the moment?
Yeah, so I guess, as you mentioned, the Goshen project, we've positioned that nicely that it's sitting there. We can get a good valuation of it, and there's clear directions of where we need to go next. And there's a couple of key trigger events that we think in the next 6 months that will really guide us and help push us to develop that project. With the Astron hopefully going towards FID towards the end of the year, and then that'll really be giving us the hopefully an encouragement once they sort out debt and equity and get that confidence of the banking institutions. But yeah, as you mentioned, we have been pursuing our other opportunities, and I guess we have the rare earth story there, and so going to probably more of a traditional, the gold, silvers, coppers. We have been looking at sort of lots of different projects and opportunities that, and we're trying to make sure that we find something as well that will fit in with our strategy and our team, where we can really add value and look to drive these projects and build them up. We have a diverse background of experience within the company, sort of globally and across a lot of commodities. So we're not narrowed to where we can look, and we're exploring all opportunities and where we can really maximize returns for shareholders.
That's fantastic. So over the next coming months, like you've said, the next 6 months for the rare earth projects, there's obviously other things you're looking at from what you've just said. So the news flow that hasn't been that huge in the last little while, but are we going to see more news coming from ACDC, which could obviously provide some catalysts for the share price to keep the trajectory of getting hopefully back to that 10 cents because we got to 8 or 9 recently and then approached that 20 cent mark where a lot of our investors put a lot of hard earned in it.
Yeah, so we've got like on the sell side, it's pretty limited there. So it won't take much to really shoot the share price up and hopefully everyone get back to a good position as from IPO. Over the next few months, we've been going back and re-looking at some the mineralogy of the Goshen project, really trying to define those domains and where we can then hopefully see in those higher grade zones see a stronger assemblage. which then obviously would support the strategy of where our mine plan was going to target those higher grade areas. At the moment, we've taken a conservative approach and used sort of an averaged grades. And so we really want to be able to investigate if those higher grade zones do show the higher rare earth components, which then would translate into a stronger economics of the project. So that's what will be coming through in the next few months. Be looking to get that out before the end of the year. And then also there'll be these external events of approvals and FIDs, which really then should hopefully bolster and show the support of these mineral sands projects. In our last corporate presentation that we released, where it talks about the 3 different types of rare earth deposits, the hard rocks, clay, ionic clays, and your mineral sands. Because I do get a sort of 1 or 2 phone calls a week from different brokers showing interest in the project and wanting to understand further about what is the mineral sands play and what's the options and how do these things look. And that's where, I've tried to sort of break that down in that table there to sort of show that we have a dual commodity stream there. So the mineral sands might not be the exciting part, but it's safe and it's a mature market. Our scoping study showed that was about 40% of the revenue stream. So then that 60% is really the rare earths, and that's where then hopefully that's the cream. So the mineral sands washes the face of the project, and you can really then ride that wave of rare earths on the other side.
Fantastic. So there's quite a bit coming up in the next couple of months, like Christmas, end of year. We're talking 3 months away, so you've got good news flow coming into that. You've got a good market where you start to see lithium and the rare earths mineral sands markets start to push back up. So hopefully all these things start lining up as they have been and the share price continues to rally. One thing I must notice, being an investor and looking at markets, looking at registries, we've got a very tight register. I know when we came on, there was a few loose sellers, which sort of hurt us at the early stages. And there was a little bit of selling at tax time, which we mopped up with some good quality investors. I know a couple of directors bought some more shares on market to add to the position and took some of those looser shares out. So I think the register at the moment is looking very good, and it won't take much of a catalyst for the share price to rally because a lot of the shares are tightly held.
Yeah, I think our top 20 is approximately 60%. And at around that 7.5, 8 cents, that was probably back to where we were in August of 23. So that first 6 months was, I guess, what sort of hurt us when we initially listed. But since then, we've been pretty steady and, there's been a few up and down waves, but we've sort of got back to a nice position now and then hopefully be able to drive back up and get everyone into a good position.
Well, Tom, let's keep in touch. When these catalysts eventuate, we have to let people know because if we don't talk about it, no one will find out. So I really do appreciate your time. I know you've been busy working with the company, getting things done, and I know there's some good things coming up in the future. So thank you so much for your time, Tom. I look forward to talking to you soon.
No worries. Thanks for the support, Sean.